Hello and welcome back to the Making Fire podcast. This is a podcast where two longtime besties talk about their favorite TV show, Survivor. This week we will be covering episode 4 of season 15 of Survivor China. It is the same day. Actually, just a few minutes later than our last episode. So just a heads up in case you missed that in our last episode of saying that. But before we get into it, Riley, how have you been this week? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing so swell, so swell, so swell. Now you might be asking, Riley, how is your Instagram following been? And I'll tell you that I've recently had a verified user follow me on Instagram, my private personal Instagram, BT Dubs. Thinking, Riley, who could possibly be following you on Instagram? Well, Miss Felicia Cannon from Big Brother 26, the last season of Big Brother. Mama Fee, as she has been called by lots. I should have pulled. That's what I should have done. Most notably, she got pretty far in the season. She made it to the jury. But she became like a big personality of the season because she's like over 60, and she was just like a personality that people were like, oh, you're so funny. Like, she was no nonsense. She picked a fight last season. It was really good. She's just great TV. I was trying to see if I could find, because she has, this is her classic.
Fucking Bowie J. Fucking Bowie J. Back to you, Drew.
Oh.
Historic ships for 12.
Drew from Survivor 4. Fucking Bowie Jane is her classic line, because one of the house guest names named Bowie Jane was pissing her off. Bowie Jane lied about her age, and Felicia caught on right away and said, Bowie Jane is no 30 years old. I think Bowie Jane was like 45 or something. Mm-hmm. And Felicia was like, there is no way that this woman is 30. Anyway, she followed me on Instagram.
Why?
And I was so thrown off, and I was like, I don't know, because I don't interact with anything on Instagram. I've had Instagram since like its heyday, I don't know, what would that have been, 14, 2015? Yeah. Been on Instagram for a while. I don't comment very often, unless it's like a celebration post that one of my friends makes, like not very often. I haven't interacted with any of Miss Felicia's stuff. I don't text. I don't I think I don't DM. And I think I have joined a couple of her lives, and I think I asked to join one of them, but then she never like responded, so then I was just like, whatever, it's okay. So then I get this notification. I don't want to expose everybody else. Anyway, it says, you can't even see it. Who did I send this to? I sent this to Kellen. Maybe? Oh no, I sent it to Ari. Oh, wrong person. Anyway, she follows me. So then I message her and I say, hi, Mama Fee. See that you followed me on Instagram. Not sure why, but I'm a big fan. Hope you're feeling better and healing. Oh, she was just in the hospital recently.
Oh my God.
And so I said, hope you're feeling better and healing well. Sending positive thoughts. And she said, good morning. And this is how you know she's an older person. Love her, respect her. But I'm like, you know who this is giving? The professor we were talking about. Wait, did you get the whole segment out?
Yeah, I think so.
She said, good morning, Riley, ... I like following others who follow me and get a glimpse into their lives, ... I am doing well, ... almost back to my 100% self. Thank you for your well wishes, ... So this is Miss Felicia. Oh, is it backwards for you?
No, it's good.
No, Miss Felicia Cannon.
Put the phone up. Yeah. Oh my God.
So, we're BFFs now.
How many followers does she have?
She has... I can't click on her. I think it's like... She has 47.7 thousand.
Oh my God. How many people does she follow?
1,400.
That's crazy.
And I guess she just like randomly picked me.
Do you think maybe you're going on Big Brother?
I said, you know what? This is going to be my in for Big Brother this season, y'all. I'm trying to see, maybe she posted the clip, because somebody made a song out of her fucking Bowie Jane, and it's so good, but I can't find it, and I'm not going to find it. But so good. Now that's my new bestie. Maybe I'll get her on the podcast. We were just talking about how we haven't had any guests.
Yeah? Do you think she watches Survivor?
I have no clue.
We don't even need to talk about Survivor. She can
No,
just
we
be
could
on.
talk. We could talk about Big Brother, and you can act like you've watched the show.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be like, Maddie, what was your favorite part of last season? And you would,
On
Maddie,
the
what was your
spot.
favorite part of last season? What would you say?
I would say when that one lady got kicked out and everyone hated her.
Yes. Which lady were you talking about?
The blonde one? I don't remember her
Oh,
name.
Riley.
Yeah, definitely.
That was her name. That was actually her name.
Okay, yeah, I loved that part.
When she got evicted.
Yeah. Voted out, evicted. Yeah, I just like really thought that was entertaining.
What was your favorite moment with Miss Felicia here on the podcast with us?
Yeah, I would definitely say when that one guy yelled at her and the way she snapped back at him was just like, iconic.
Oh yeah, Jared in the scary room, the Scaryverse room.
Oh, yeah, that scary first room?
When Jared and Sari were like mad at her.
Yeah. Oh, Sari from Survivor.
Yes.
That's where she was from. Oh my god. What do you
Maddie, what were you
what do
say?
you think Miss B would say? Like, do you think she would catch on pretty fast? Is she like quick with it, or is she like old?
Yeah, she is. She won an HOH.
Oh.
She almost won 2 HOHs, but she messed up her math on the second one, and it was a tiebreaker. And she added an extra 0. I forgot what the question was, but the answer was crazy.
Do you think she would like think it was funny if I did that? And,
maybe.
or would she get like annoyed and be like, "Why am I on this podcast?"
She might get annoyed and be like, "Why am I getting on this? Why am I on the podcast right now?" Fucking Bowie Jane, fucking Bowie Jane. Maddie, how are you?
I'm doing good. This week, I decided to invest in my hair more.
Oh,
which I love. I have been using the same just like Target shampoo conditioner for a while, and I've been noticing like I don't love how my hair feels. Then, there's this brand, not to promote it, but I'm kind of obsessed with it, that a bunch of people online love because they use this like styling cream to do their slick backed hair. And I was like, that looks good and I want to try it. And I really like the creator person who like created the brand. So I got the shampoo, the conditioner, and a hair oil and the styling cream. And oh my god, my life has changed. The shampoo and conditioner is so good. It's definitely like more expensive than what I was paying for my old hair products.
what brand was it?
I'll say it, Native. Because you know what? I tried their deodorant.
I think the term is indigenous. Aboriginal if you're from New Zealand, Australia.
Anyways, didn't love their stuff anymore. I used their shampoo conditioner for a long time though. Infamously, I also tried to use their deodorant, but I'm allergic to.
I might be using Native right now, actually.
Really? Is it in like a white thing?
Yeah, I think I am using Native right now.
Okay, maybe it's different with you, but it didn't work for my hair.
Hmm.
I had beef with Native for a while because I tried using their deodorant for a bit and then I caused a not great reaction. Then it was because I didn't read the ingredients, and had the main ingredient is coconut oil, and I am allergic to that. So anyways, not their fault on that front. But anyways, now I use, it's called Dae, D-A-E, and it smells so good. My hair, oh my god, it feels so good and like clean. And also I get why everyone is using the styling cream now, because even when my hair is at its absolute dirtiest, I put that stuff in, slick back my hair, and it looks so good, and it smells so good. Even Logan commented, he was like, your hair smells really good, like in the car. And I was like, oh my god. Yes, it does. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'm just obsessed. And I'm like, you know what? I'm at that point in my life now where I can like invest a little bit more into these things.
I was just watching I've been binge watching this woman on TikTok. She does like thrift with me's, and she will not spend more than like $1 on an item.
Mm-hmm.
She goes to not like Goodwill, like she goes to like actual like little church thrift stores, like the actual thrift stores.
Mm-hmm.
But it was so inspiring because she was she was like responding to a comment that was like, "You're buying a lot of decor, like you spend a lot of money on decor," and she was like, "I'm at the point of my life where I'm starting to replace all of like the old things. Like I'm replacing the IKEA couch, I'm replacing the Target bowls and dishes. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting nice kitchenware and I'm getting nice things to put up in my house, and I'm spending more money on nicer things because it makes me feel better. And like
Mm-hmm.
I have the money, I have the income to be able to do that. So you just get to a point in your adulthood where you're like, yeah, I can like treat myself better.
Yeah.
And so I'm proud of you that you're able to like do a little bit.
Thank you. It's also hard because I hate online shopping. Like I will 10 times out of 10 go out of my way to go buy things in person. I just like being able to have it more easily accessible for me, and especially when it comes to like clothes and stuff and shoes, I don't want to buy them online unless I've at least tried it on first. So, it was a big jump for me because I could not buy this stuff in person.
Mm.
Um and I finally, after literally thinking about doing it for months, got it, and I am so happy with it. So, anyways, shout out to my hair.
Slay.
Yeah.
It looks
Anyways,
good.
thank you. I know I have the styling cream in, and I haven't washed my hair in a while, so. Anyways,
Maybe
we
it's your
want to get.
episode. Yeah. I was like, I don't know what you're waiting for me for.
You looked like you wanted to say something. It's fine. Okay, to get into the episode, we start.
Oh, I do have something to say.
Yes.
I don't.
Why did I know that was coming? Okay, we open on the Fei Long tribe, the Red tribe, and John Robert says that he's a poker player and he knew he wouldn't be going home last night and he is not worried about getting voted out. And then we have Courtney talking about how aggressive and rude John Robert is to her, which is so true.
They well, I guess I did have something to say because it's before this. I thought it was really interesting. I don't know if you watched it for this episode 4, the recap that they did at the beginning for episode 3.
I did not watch.
They were talking a lot about Sharia, and they're like, Sharia she won the immunity challenge for them, and she won the reward challenge for them. And she's a really strong. It was basically what the recap was like.
Oh.
This person, she's strong for their tribe, and then like the narrative of this episode was like that 180 opposite of it, which was really weird. But to jump to what you were just talking about, Jean Robert is a creep.
Yeah, period. We then go to the Jean Hu Yellow Tribe, and they discover that they have a ton of mold in their rice.
Disgusting.
God.
This is the rice theory that they're talking, or the rice. You see that thing on TikTok?
No.
Where they're like, you can't. People, okay, well, it feels a little anti-Asian. I'm so sorry, but it was like, you guys can't eat old rice.
Yeah, I did.
And it's like, babe, that's like fried rice. It's just old rice. But people are like, it's bad for you, and it's like, no, it's because some people don't know how to properly store their rice after cooking.
Yes, I thought it was people leaving their rice out like in the open for too long after cooking and like not refrigerating it soon enough. And so it can grow some sort of like, I don't know.
I think it's like an amoeba, a bacteria.
A bacteria, and then it can be deadly. Because like, didn't some college kid die from it recently?
College kids die all the time.
From different things. Yeah, I know. Then I thought about that and I was like, okay, but that doesn't fully make sense because how do they even serve the rice at Chipotle then? Like, that's just been kind of sitting there.
I don't.
it?
I don't know if that's the same thing, because like it gets like it's not sitting for longer than I would say 30 minutes.
No way, really?
You think that the rice sits there for more than 30 minutes?
Depends on how busy it is.
I mean, they make it as like they don't pre-make. We've never worked at Chipotle. Don't come for us. Neither of us have worked food service. But I don't feel like they're make Chipotle. The whole thing is like they make it fresh, and so they're not like it's not stockpiling rice.
Tell that to the guac. I think sometimes things sit there longer than we may think about.
So the rice is moldy in Survivor.
Yeah, and then
you can see it too. It's so gross.
So gross.
They hold up the bag and the fuzz is coming out of the bag.
I can't even think about it. Mold is one of the things that like it makes me want to throw up like thinking about it.
Say that next time you need a penicillin shot.
Anyways, Dave, huh?
I got a penicillin shot. Sorry, I was thinking about that.
Yeah. Okay.
I did recently. It saved my life.
How recent?
In January.
Oh, when you had strep.
Why are you just putting my business out there?
Because you said it before.
Says who?
I'm pretty sure like last week.
On this podcast?
Yeah. Yes, you did. Because you went into this whole thing about how your frame of time reference is pre-having strep and post-having strep. That was a whole tangent at one point.
No, we should have gaslight you.
It's okay, you've done it before. Anyways, Dave is once again bossing people around with the rice. And Sharia finally snaps at him and is like, I'm gonna do this my way. And then they get into it again when she's trying to throw away some like shell scraps, and then Dave's like, no, give them back. I want to give them to my mommy. And she's like, no.
She's annoying. Like, no, you're a grown man.
You're grown.
Did he even? Okay, spoiler alert. He ends up getting voted out this episode.
Thank God.
He left with like nothing in his hand. Did he even end up taking the shells with him?
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Right. Yeah. Have you ever been to Krispy Kreme?
No, have you ever been to Krispy Kreme?
Was it crispy?
So crispy. Anyways, we go back to Fei Long, and they get the tree mail, and it says that both tribes are going to tribal council.
Bofa?
To tribal. You're grown. And then it also says something about food, so then they're like, oh, there's no way people are going home. It's fine. Jeff then welcomes both tribes into tribal. And I want to say this was so fun.
It was so fun.
So it's a challenge where each tribe has to get 3 of these fireballs that they're holding onto with like these giant poles. And they have to drop it into basically this wok that it'll shoot a firework off. And the challenge is at night. It is so cool.
Cool. So cool.
I love this. It was so simple. It was so fun. It really made you feel like, oh my God, it's just fun. I don't know.
I agree. I thought it was really fun. I wish we did more challenges at night. I think that's really interesting. We'll get to this in about 10 years when we recap Survivor Second Chance. But they have a immunity challenge that they do at night, which is really fun. I wish they did more stuff like it. The fireworks were cool. The only negative about this challenge is it was really simple. Yeah. It was just like pick up the ball in the fire, which I understand there's an element to that because like it's on fire. Like you can't just like
and you have to like work together to do it.
Yes. which I get the challenges there, but I would have loved like how they do on the current season, like some sort of like obstacle where it's like walk up the balance
Yes.
beam and like it's like a
I
crisscross.
I think they need to come up with more of a happy medium because I liked the simplicity of it. I think they could have made it a little bit more difficult, and now
Mhm.
they definitely would. But I liked that it wasn't this just like giant obstacle course thing. Like maybe make it a little bit more difficult or like a little bit further of a distance or something. But I just love how simple it was. Like get the fireball to shoot off the firework.
I also think I've been watching a lot of Survivor 50. Well, a lot. The Rob has a podcast. Mike Bloom is doing this series right now where he's not recapping, but he's reviewing the cast of every Survivor season.
Mm.
They're doing a podcast a day during the week, so every weekday, minus. It's not important anyway. But there, a lot of the things that they've been talking about because they just finished season 13, I think, season 12 is how when thinking about imaginary people of like who Survivor could cast from these seasons for Survivor 50 is like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the talk is like, well, a lot of these people are older now, and the challenges are much more difficult than they were back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I have a hard time visualizing that. But now that we're actually watching these challenges, I'm like, these challenges are so simple.
They're a lot
Push.
less like even when they're so physical, they're
Mhm.
less complicated. It's so
Yes.
like you have
Push somebody in
one
the water.
clear objective.
Yes.
Yeah.
Drag the ball across the line.
Yeah.
Cut the rope.
Yeah.
Put the fireball into the cannon or whatever.
Yeah.
Like simple tasks, but I can understand. Yeah, the Survivor now much more difficult
Yeah.
challenge wise.
Back to
Anyway.
this challenge. The reward is having like a local fisherman and his family, they find out, come to their camp and cook for them and teach them about fishing techniques. And it's really cool. Get like a cultural experience, learn how to like live off the land better. And then the winning tribe also gets to kidnap someone from the other tribe again. Faye ultimately, I mean, it's a simple challenge. We don't need to get into the details again. Faye Long wins and chooses to kidnap Dave, which I'm mad about because then Dave gets to eat.
That would have peed me out.
But also, I mean, we'll get to it later, but everyone on Dave's tribe is happy to have a break from him for a little bit at this point. So, we get to the next morning. And Dave opens his little idol clue thing. And he is so weird.
So weird.
After that, he is mooning people. He is annoying literally everyone.
He goes to hug James, and James is like, "What'd I tell you about hugging?"
Yeah, so how many times did he try and hug him off camera?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems like a totally different person. And I hate it. He's just like a child. I don't know.
Were you gonna bring up the part about John Robert speaking Mandarin?
We'll get there.
Okay,
That
we'll
comes
get there.
after this.
I wasn't sure if we were done talking about the reward or not. Dave is strange, and I'm glad that everybody got to see he was strange.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, okay, the Fei Long tribe sees this, and now imagine what it's like actually living with him 24/7.
Oh my god. So Dave really seems to like Todd the most, and he gives him the idol clue thing. And Todd tells Dave that if they win and they get to kidnap someone, he'll try and kidnap Dave. Wait. Basically, he wants to repay Dave.
Yeah.
However, logistically that works. And then now Todd has all three idol clues because Leslie showed her clue to him as well. So he's really just like, good to go.
Good for Todd.
Good for Todd. Can I just say that I would never notice that was the idol?
Yeah.
It doesn't
like a
look
prop.
like an idol. It just
looks
like a wood piece of like
which is crazy. And then imagine, I don't want to spoil some parts of the rest of the season, but imagine you have to carry that around.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there at some point in the next couple episodes, but
Like, I make fun of the little 5-minute craft necklaces, but I think, once again, there's a middle ground. And I don't think
it's either 5-minute crafts necklaces or a block of wood.
Yeah. So then we go to Jeonhu, and everyone is happy to not have Dave at camp for a little bit, and they are big chillin'. Some people are loving this. Some people, Eric and Frosty, are getting a little bit frustrated that not everyone is helping out around camp. But then Sharia is like, why would I work and expend energy if I don't have to?
This is really the theme of this pre-merge, I feel like. Specifically with this tribe.
Yeah.
Is how much energy should we be releasing for whatever tasks we're doing?
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know if I think PG, again, I am so sorry, but PG is just like the level-headed one to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like what she brings up at Tribal later in the episode, spoiler alert, I feel like what she brings up at Tribal later in the episode is very much like a middle ground, what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
Where Sharia is like, I need to be fully committed to challenges. Dave is like, we need to be committed to camp life. And PG is right. There needs to be, you have to be able to balance both of them.
Yeah.
Sharia, you can't get away with not doing anything at camp. Dave, you have to beef up a little bit and be better in challenges.
Well, yes, exactly. Like, I would be annoyed if Sharia was just laying around all day when it's like, okay, well, things do actually need to get done. And you are making it so everyone else on the tribe can't relax as much as you do when we all need to be good in challenges. And the same thing with Dave. It's like, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're never going to be good at challenges. Like, we can split the work. Yeah, it is. Shout out PG. So we get to Fei Long, and the fisherman and his family pull up to camp.
Pull up in the...
Okay. Anyways, they bring with them, in terms of food, eggs and spices and oil, fish, vegetables, all sorts of stuff. This is when we learn that Jean Robert can speak Mandarin.
Okay,
He lived
let's
in Taiwan
talk about
as
this.
a child for a bit.
Let's talk about this. Why? He said, I haven't used Mandarin in 20 years and I just remembered it. I don't know if that's how languages work.
I also don't think so.
And like, how long? If you were born and raised in Taiwan, I'd be like, okay, maybe. If that was your first language, yes, even if you haven't used it in 20 years. But I don't believe...
He said, I lived in Taiwan for a bit as a kid. He must just be a genius.
Oh my god. I can't talk about that on here. So, let's move on.
Okay, one thing I want to note about this, like back and forth sequence of the boat and then camp, is I feel like they do a better job of editing nowadays, where like the time and like where people are located at makes more sense. But I thought it was really funny how we would see Denise and Aaron on the boat, and then we would go to camp and Denise was in the background. That just like...
They were only 15 seasons in. They weren't 45 seasons in at that point, Maddie. You need to give them time to grow.
Yeah. So anyways, Aaron and Denise get to go out on the boat, and the fisherman guy shows them the fishing birds, which catch fish, and they like tie a little string on their necks so they don't swallow it.
So interesting.
So cool. I have never seen this before. I thought that was awesome. And they also are shown how to use the fishing net, which is awesome. I just like could not get over the birds. That was
the
so
birds gagged
cool.
me. I also wasn't And I can't remember. I was like, okay, so you're showing them how to use the birds. Do they get to keep the birds?
I don't think they get. I don't think they can keep the birds.
So then I guess it's just like showing them.
If you find a bird, train it to do this.
I think a part of Survivor in this early point of the series, there was something about it where you were getting like a cultural experience too. And that's part of the journey of Survivor, is that you're learning about this place that you're residing in for a month, 39 days, a little over a month.
Yeah.
And so I think that is a part of like the reward. You do see those early rewards. It's like, oh, go to this village or go to this place or take this tour of something.
Which is cool.
So I think it is really cool. And I think it's cool that they had somebody. It seems like Survivor's really involved with this part of China that they're in, like the community that they're in.
Yeah.
They seem very integrated with the stuff going around them. But it was a really fun reward.
I loved watching it. It was super cool. Then we get back to camp, and the woman and children are showing the tribe how to cook with all the things they brought, and make actually good tasting food. And they all get to eat the meal together, and everyone's in great spirits. We get to hear from Denise a little bit.
A lot.
Talking about being a lunch lady and how, even though she's a lunch lady, she's not making good food. She's just serving up chicken nuggets to the kids. And this was the best meal she's ever had.
It was delicate in her mouth. I feel like that's just a disservice to lunch ladies. I don't know what lunch ladies were doing in 2007, but I feel, who did it? It was Michelle Obama. This was pre-MO. PMO. This was pre-Michelle Obama.
That's so true. Wouldn't PMO also be post-Michelle Obama? Anyways. Yeah.
You gotta one-up me.
To get back to it. We get to the immunity challenge. And each person gets to dress in traditional Chinese armor, and then they're in this like battle thing where they have to throw these
That was me from remembering. You were explaining it. I was confused at first. I was like, what are you talking about? And then that was me. That was the moment I remembered. And I went, yeah. Yes.
It felt like you're like, yeah, you got there.
No, that was me being like, oh no, you're right. I do remember.
Okay. And basically each tribe they go two at a time has to throw, I don't remember what they're called. These like two balls that were attached to a rope. Mm-hmm. Kind of like that. Have you played that lawn game before?
Ochi ball. Oh no.
And they like throw it on like the rack.
Ladder. Yeah. So I forget what it's called. I've played it many times. I forget what it's called. Anyways, ladder ball.
Sure.
That's what I've heard it called.
I don't know if I've ever heard a name. Anyways, okay. You throw. That is so.
Okay. I've heard it called that. You haven't heard the name at all, so I don't.
Okay, they have to throw that same throwing object, but like a little bit more intense, and they have to throw it at the other team's vases, which are behind the people, and the opponents can block the throws using bamboo sticks, like with the rope, so it doesn't hit the vases. Ladder ball. Okay, wait. Okay, sure. Anyways. The editing on this was so funny.
This challenge, and then last episode, the one where they're doing the machete, when they would go to cut, and they would do a freeze frame.
Yes. The throw, every time, if it was gonna hit the vase, it was gonna do this, like, focus shot. So funny. Yeah. Fei Long ends up winning.
Shocker.
Yeah. back at
This
camp.
was a fun challenge, though. The porcelain was cute. I liked it.
I really like this challenge. I feel like we need more things. They need to bring some of these ideas back.
I just want to say that yet again, it was the not Phelan. It was the Jean-Hu men that lost the challenge for them.
Yeah. Anyways, so Jean-Hu Dave is back to his bossy self, and at this point, Jamie says it's between Sharia and Dave, because, and then they're all talking about this. Sharia really doesn't help out around camp at all, but Dave is hard to live with. Period.
I mean, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah. Then at Tribal...
That didn't make any sense with what you just said.
No, it didn't, and so I was just gonna move on.
You win some, you lose some. I don't know why I said that. What I meant to say is something along the lines of, this has been the battle of the whole season. I don't know why. I really honestly don't know why I just said that. It's been the battle of the whole season. It's just like, I don't know what I would prefer. I would prefer...
Oh, Dave gone for sure.
I think personality-wise, Dave gone. I think I would rather have somebody that's more committed to challenges than camp life.
If I had to pick someone who's into one or the other,
Maybe challenges.
Dave is just like so bringing everyone down all the time and being weird and creepy. Gone.
Yeah.
Oh, and Eric says that he would prefer to get rid of both of them. We get to Tribal. And they start off by talking about the vibe around camp, and with Dave gone for a few days, how that worked out for them. They talk about how even without Dave, things did keep moving. But Eric says that Dave is a good leader and not everyone wants to listen to him. PG then gets into the, like, there has to be some sort of balance. You really can't just, like, be only into the challenges or only into camp life. Like, that's not really how this works around here. But Sharia says that she is stepping up at camp, and it's important to conserve energy for challenges. I didn't think this was, like, the most well articulated after everything. I think she was just like, and what? We need to win challenges.
Yeah, she's not wrong.
No.
Like, I fully do feel like she has a point, and that's where I'm like, yeah. At the end of the day, like, camp life being terrible is like booty for morale. And obviously morale is an important part of Survivor, but at the end of the day, the only thing keeping you from Tribal Council at this point is winning or losing challenges.
I just thought it was interesting that she didn't really try to, like, argue it at all. She was just like, I'm just gonna, like, win challenges. Like, take it or leave it is kind of how it felt, which was funny. And Dave is booted.
No seashells in his pocket.
Yeah.
Going back to his mama, former model.
Yeah. And that's it.
It looks like... Did you watch the next episode preview?
No.
Something crazy is gonna happen.
Ooh.
Wait, there was somebody... Oh. In the preview, this isn't a spoiler. It was in the preview if you watch the preview. Eric told Jamie that he's a virgin. So I think we have some pretty interesting things going on next episode.
Crazy, guys. Well, that wraps up yet another episode of the Making Fire podcast. If you liked what you heard and you liked our pretty faces, be sure to like and subscribe and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Making Fire Pod for all our little silly funny clips. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
I can't wait to see how this turns out.